Hi, welcome to Laguna de Guatavita. Join us, and my name is Diana.
My name is Mariana.
My name is Yurani.
My name is Juliet.
My name is Juan Camilo.
In La Laguna de Guatavita, at 62 kilometers away from Bogota. It was quite a trip, but let's go.
Okay, the Laguna of Guatavita is actually in Sesquilet. This was indigenous territory. It actually belonged to the Muiscas. This construction is called Cusmuy and is a place where the indigenous used to live. As you can see, it has a rounded shape, and it's because the indigenous used to believe that the energy is better in that way.
The cacique was the king, a kind of king for the Muiscas people, and then the inheritance wasn't his son, was his nephew actually, and in order to get that power, since he was 9 years old, he had to make a kind of train in order to get that power of a cacique. He couldn't go out, he had to live in a cave, and he had a special diet, and he only could go out at nights to talk with the moon, named Chia.
The Muiscas believed that life was originated in the way that they think. This thinking was the base of the spiral. The spiral basically was one of the most important symbols for them. The spiral basically represents the center of the thinking, of the center of life for them. The guide told us that she is going to ask us how we are in Chibcha. That is Choa, and then we're going to respond Choe, which is I'm fine.
This place is amazing. As you see, this place has a lot of nature and vegetation. Did you know that when the Spanish colonized this place, they thought that Muiscas were crazy because they used to talk with trees. This is the Guayacan plan. A single train can go up out of 8 days, and this was used to the Muisca people in the training in the cave.
Okay, so this used to be a big wall right there when you can see it.
But what happened here is that the Spaniards wanted to take all the gold and jewelries that were in the lake, so they filled the water of the lake so they could take those. They basically made a gap right there where you can see it to take out everything, and that's how it happened, because they heard the history of the cacique that actually was using a lot of gold here.
There's a lot of animals here. As you can see, we have several animals. For example, the cusumbo, foxes and birds, but some of them we cannot see in a day. And other thing besides that is that we can see over here that we have the Colombian's national flower. It's the smallest orchidea in the world.
Okay, if you were here, you can notice there a very remarkable mark on the mountain. It looks also like a man on a horse.
Okay, next to me there is a typical plant from Colombia that is named frailejón, and you can find it in altitude of 2,900. This plant was used in the era of Muiscas for health services and also for boiled houses and stuff. And also this was applied by the chief into his skin in order to get the golden dust more stick inside of his skin.
Do you remember the trials that the cacique had to go through during 9 years? Well, in this place he came here after those 9 years to celebrate with his people, to be crowned as the new cacique.
Once the new cacique finished his trial, he came to this place and covered his body with a extract of frailejón. In this way, the gold dust can escape better in his skin, and this represents the sweat of the sun.
When the cacique was already covered in gold dust, he would swim into the center of the lake. The rest of the Muisca people would be around the lake, but they couldn't face him. They were as quiet as possible. Then the cacique would wait until the first ray of sun appeared. Then he would climb into his raft. This happens on their first New Year, which is actually in March 25th.
Once the first ray of the sun hit him, he would feel enlightened by the wisdom of the sun. Then he traveled to the end of the lake, totally naked, but except of his nose ring, that was a reminder that he should always think before talk.
After he had taken off all his jewelry, his wife-to-be was waiting for him at the side of the lake. This woman was selected by the cacique's mother. That was one from out of the 9 women who were selected by who made the best pattern message on bags like those.
His wife was waiting for him, with a bag just like this one, with a really similar part. This pattern symbolizes the wisdom and the culture of these people. Also, his wife was going to give him a current robe. After this, all the people in the lagoon were going to turn around to face him. After that, he was going to raise his hand with a wand on his hand, and then after that they were going to celebrate the beginning of a new era. There are many myths and legends around this lagoon. The original one tells us about a metal dragon who ate the soul of the original cacique and took his soul to the stars. Then, after that, in the 70s, an old man came here, dressed as a peasant. He told us that he was abducted by some strange lights that came out of the lagoon. Then, the military took him and did diverse tests to him, including to serum of the truth. But everything showed that he was telling the truth about it.
There is a theory that says that the real origin of this lake happened hundreds of years ago, when a meteor struck on Earth. As a consequence, it made the mountain go down and the water blew up. But the real theory, that according to Muisca people, they said that it happened before their existence, that this was a salt dome.
In each indigenous hut, it has 4 wind poles that they represent the 4 elements: wind, fire, water, and earth. In the center, it has a heart, which represents the balance between the 4 of them. In a place like that, the cacique would go through his trial. It was that he had to watch the fire for 2 days with 9 women going around him trying to seduce him. If he at any moment looked at any of them, he will get his hair cut.
Rafts had been found. The first one was found on a lake and was sold to the Germans without knowing the true meaning. But during the sales process, the ship was burned and with the raft inside. And the second one was found by a farmer, and it keeps in the Gold Museum located on Bogota.
Today, the Guatavitas Lake is located roughly 30 minutes from the town, the new Guatavita. Once it was the capital for the Muiscas, but it was destroyed after it was flooded during the construction of the reflowed valves of the Tomine.
It has been a great experience here, but it would be much better if you come here and see by yourself. Come to Guatavita!